Welcome to DAX Machina. Join us as we explore the mysteries of this world. Cryptids, monsters, macabre tales, and horror stories abound. Could they be true? Are monsters real?
Good evening, folks, and welcome to an impromptu edition of DAX Machina. Thought we would just kind of throw one in. I had a little time tonight, and I wanted to jump in and talk to y'all, and thought Anthony and I will talk about some cryptids and talk about books and everything in between, and just kind of have an evening where we just kind of chat. Welcome everybody. I'm already seeing quite a few familiar faces. Saw Fred in Alaska, William Bedard, Awissa Khan, Rethink Inc., and Challen Balgus. Hey guys, Jake Light, John Hino Joseph. Guys, welcome to the show. I just kind of decided at the last minute to throw this together. We didn't have one last night or Wednesday because I was helping celebrate my wife's 50th birthday. It's been kind of an ongoing thing all week. And last night we were with Steve Wildman Monrotis and his wife Rachel. We were out with them, went and saw a concert. So just wanted to jump in tonight and talk to everybody and kind of touch base with everybody and talk about the conference that is going to be coming up in Paris, Tennessee. So if you guys haven't heard about that, I'll just show you the picture. I know I've got it in here somewhere. Here it is. Going to be a lot of folks at this. As you can see, Nick Valente, Elijah Henderson. We've got Ken Gerhardt, Barton Nunnally, Lyle Blackburn, Jody Cook, Bettina Moss, Kenny Irish. I mean, there's just a lot of people going to be there. Tickets are available now if you guys are interested. The VIP tickets sold out in about an hour. They were actually sold out before I even knew they were on sale, which is pretty wild. I mean, I wish they'd gave me a little advance warning so I could have let everybody know. But by the time I even knew they were on sale, the VIP tickets were out. Give me just a second. I'll grab the link.
You were talking about that last week.
If you guys are interested in purchasing tickets, not only is it available in the Team DA online, but here are tickets. Here's the link to the tickets directly, where you can purchase the. Hang on. That only copied the Facebook link. What the heck? Okay. Some stupid reason it copied the Facebook link. Here is the link to the Eventbrite site where they're selling tickets. If you guys are interested in attending, again, it's going to be in Paris, Tennessee, which is right outside LBL. The VIP tickets for the night before, Friday night, have already sold out, and that's for a meet and greet with the people. But my wife and I were discussing the possibility of if I can get the convention room at the hotel doing one of my own, for just people that would like to come hang out and chat with me and talk about the books and talk about cryptids and just kind of be there. So I'm going to try to get the convention center at the hotel, which is separate from the event. There wouldn't be any tickets for this. It would just be who wants to come and show up and talk and hang out and kind of my way of saying thank you for everybody that wanted to make the drive all the way to Tennessee, because I know some of you, especially Anthony's in Florida, so that's a hell of a drive.
Yeah, it's only like maybe 13 hours, 14 hours,
probably something like that. I think it's only like 6 for me, so that's not too bad. We're going to be there. We're going to be there on Friday.
When I went to the cabin in North Carolina, up in Bakersville, it took us 15 hours from where we are now to get there. And Tennessee was like maybe an hour over the border where we were. So
yeah, it's a pretty area. I've been to LBL, and what we're planning on doing is we're going to get there. Of course, we're going to get there on Friday because the meet and greet is on Friday before. And then, of course, Saturday is the show, and I think it's going to end around 5 or 6. Okay. And afterwards, if I can I'm going to call the hotel tomorrow, see if I can get the convention room, and just anybody that wants to come can come over to the hotel, which is the Quality Inn and Suites. and if I can get the convention room, I'm going to try. I don't know if anybody's already thought ahead to get that, but it's fairly good sized. I mean, it's not going to hold 300 or 400 people, but it'd probably hold 50, 60 people if anybody wanted to come.
Yeah, but you're bringing all the books with you, right?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'm going to have a bunch of books with me.
There you go.
George Jennings says he's in Chattanooga, Tennessee right now, so it's right down the road for him. Something else I'm also thinking about doing is, since we're going to be there Friday, Saturday, and possibly Sunday night, definitely Saturday night, Sunday I'm going to go into LBL and just kind of do some filming and hang around and check things out. And it's one of those things where, if you can actually make the drive in, Anthony, if you get a chance to make it up, maybe we can go in and shoot some video and together. That would be fun as hell.
That would work for me. There's a lot of people. Well, people could jump it on right now.
I know they said that there's a limit of like 400 tickets. And last I heard, they were right around 100. So there's still time to get regular attendance tickets. And it's a one-day event, but there are several hotels and lots of cabins in the area if you're looking to stay and spend the night. Because I know, especially if you're coming from some distance away, you're probably not going to want to drive back however many hours.
There's a lot of stuff up that way to rent.
But my wife and I were looking, and there are quite a few hotels and like cabin rentals and stuff right there, just outside Paris, Tennessee. And Paris is just outside of the south end of LBL. And LBL is freaking huge. I mean, my plan is to, when we finish the event, I'm going to go into the south end of LBL, take the road they call the Trace north, all the way back to the north end of LBL. Go check out some other places, see if I can find that campground, because I've got a better idea of where it's at now. And then we're probably going to come back the same way we went to LBL the first time. So we're just going to make a big circle.
Yeah. I mean, well, how far is that from, what's that one place? Dolly World?
That's quite a ways. That's over.
Is it?
It's in Pigeon Forge.
Forge,
Tennessee.
That's where we went. We went there from the cabin. We went down there for the day. It only took us like an hour drive, but I mean, you want to talk tourist attraction? That's a big place.
Amy Sue McGee had a question for us. She says, have you ever had a situation occur that described a huge hyena-looking creature? There's a type of dog man. Let me see if I can bring the image up. Crap, I don't have it. Let me grab the image real quick. I changed some things around and had to move some images. So
that was a type 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was a type 3 or a type 4. Let me find the images. I know I've got it.
George owns a house in that area.
Nice. I wouldn't mind living in that area. It's a beautiful area.
Oh, it's nice, man. Even when we had the cabin in North Carolina, I mean, I was ready to pack up and move.
It's a really pretty area.
There's just no work around there where I was. I was up in the mountains.
Found it. Yeah. It's a beautiful area if you're retired. I mean, like you said, there's not a lot of work there. Canine Variant 2 is the one that looks a lot like a hyena. And there are quite a few accounts of those. A lot of different types of descriptions that come with the dog man, including the one that's the type 3 Variant 3, which I think is actually a gugway. I don't think it's a dog man at all. I think it's a type of Bigfoot because it looks more ape-like. It looks more mandrill-like. And I think that's a misidentification of a gugway, like the Beast of Seven Shoots. I don't think it's a dog man at all. But that Canine Variant 2 is described as very hyena-like. And there's been a number of sightings, including a couple in Florida of that type.
Not that. Well, what's her name? Was on, what was it? Bigfoot Odyssey tonight? Nona Boss. And she was talking about what she got on film. And she took a picture of it, and she goes, when she seen it face to face, it didn't look like a dog man. Yeah. And when she looked at the pictures, you could see the snout and everything. She was describing it tonight. So
my Kolchak hat's a little worse for wear. It's getting kind of beat up. The other day, a gust of wind caught it and blew it down the block, and my son knew I had to chase it down. So it's a little beat up. I may have to replace it before too long. It's not holding its shape anymore.
Everybody's, wow.
It's taking a beating.
Rosa's on her way to her dad's in Tennessee. Okay.
Nice. Well, the conference is going to be August 13th, which is a Saturday. Anybody that was able to get VIP tickets, of course, there'll be a meet and greet with everybody like Ken Gerhardt and Kenny Irish and myself and a few other people. We're all going to be there on Friday. Josh Turner from Paranormal Roundtable and a number of other people. But they're going to be there for a meet and greet. And I think there's going to be a dinner. And then Saturday, well, of course, the convention. There's going to be speakers on the big stage, and then there's going to be vendors booths, and I'll have a booth set up with my books and stuff. My wife and my son Noah will be there helping us with the booth.
Nice.
Corey Cole says, "What's up, ADX?"
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty much packed. I mean, all those, even the one down here that they had, the Florida one. What was it? A couple months ago, that place was, I mean, jammed.
Yeah. I think they're going to sell this event out probably in the next week. Amy Sue McGee says that would be similar, but the snout was bigger, but also not as large as a typical canine snout. Bright yellow eyes, literally like they had their own inner light source, if that's understandable. Yeah, I totally get that. That's actually common among dogmen for people to say that the dogmen's eyes seem to glow almost on their own. And I think that's because they have very good low light vision, and you're seeing the light that gather in their eyes.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything supernatural like their eyes just glow. I think you're seeing reflected starlight because their eyes gather much more light than ours in order for them to see well and be an effective predator at night. Amy, if you've got an encounter story, I would love to hear it. You can email me at daroberts@daroberts.net. I'll punch that up here on the so you can have the email. But if you would like to tell us your story and maybe share it on the show, email me there where Nightbot just popped it up, daroberts@daroberts.net. Or if you prefer, you can mail me direct at the P.O. box that's listed there.
Cryptidville's in. Okay.
Heck yeah. Hey, Cryptidville.
Mark Eddy. Oh, yeah. Okay. I might be seeing it late because everybody's popping up, but.
Yeah, we're seeing quite a few people popping in.
Yeah. Where's Doc tonight? Is he with the wife and family?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't message him for this because it was kind of a last minute thing. It's Mother's Day, and I didn't want to bother him.
Yeah.
And, we did our Mother's Day thing and went to a Springfield Cardinals baseball game, which Springfield Cardinals are the AA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals, and so we went and watched them play, and they started out strong, and then the Northwest Arkansas team got ahead of them, and then they tied it up with a home run in the 8th inning, and went like, "Whoa, we got a ball game!" It was 5-5, and then top of the 9th, Arkansas scored 4 runs that went unanswered, so we lost.
Yeah, John was watching. I was watching it in and out, man. John was watching the Yankees. Wow. I mean, they actually were. I guess they're headed in the league. They're, head in the league, but now I don't know. They lost tonight, so I have no idea. I got to ask him, but it's been a long time coming for that. Okay, what?
Amy says, "I'll do that. I'll give you what I can remember." Yeah, just anything you can remember would be great. I'd love to hear the story. Corey Cole says, "Has anyone seen the photos of the hyena-looking creature that a hunter shot in West Virginia?" If it's the pictures I'm thinking you're thinking of, they've made the rounds on Facebook here lately.
Yeah,
that's actually is a hyena that a game hunter got in Africa, and people have been retagging those photos as other things.
That's the one I sent you.
Yeah, hyenas look really weird. I mean,
yeah,
they look.
That was a big hyena, man.
That was a big rascal.
I've never seen one that big. I was like, whoosh. That was really big. George, what did he say? All 7 daughters run. God bless you, man. You got 7 daughters?
Josh Dalton's in the house. Evening, General. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, we're just, this is just kind of an impromptu fun show for us. wasn't any real topic. I just kind of at the last minute asked Anthony if he'd like to jump on and hang out for a little bit, because I didn't do a show at all this week, and I kind of wanted to jump in and just talk a little bit. Kind of keep everybody posted. The book, the current book that I'm working on, which is Apex Predator 5, Dark Moon. It's coming along. It's approaching 50,000 words. I'm hoping to have it done. I'll keep my fingers crossed. I would love to have it done this week. And I want to get that into edits, because I definitely want to have that on the table when we have this conference, and hopefully maybe one or two others. See how much I can get written in the meantime, because I've got a couple months. So keep my fingers crossed.
Have you heard from Cam at all about the
I haven't had a chance to
Audible?
talk to Cam. I haven't had a chance to talk to Cam. That guy's harder to nail down than Jello.
Well, he's always working too on top of it.
Yeah, the guy is a workaholic. I mean, that dude is a machine. So I need to see if I can get a hold of him this week and maybe sit down and have a chance to talk to him. I'd love to get him back on the show and just kind of hang out and chat. Yeah, but he is a busy guy, so catching him is pretty difficult. There's something else I was going to say, and I don't know what the heck it was. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you about the Wednesday night show. I haven't posted it yet, but this coming Wednesday, we're going to have Ryan Paul Tremblay back, and we're going to be talking about the alleged bulletproof Bigfoot or bulletproof Dogman cryptids that seem to be immune to gunfire. And that's something we want to address and talk about. And I don't want to go into a lot of detail about that. We'll save that for Wednesday. But that's something him and I have been firing messages back and forth about.
I got the camel. He's drinking, but anyway, got a pet camel with me. Yeah, I keep hearing even when Fred was telling me the stories about that guy hit it with there was a 45-70 round, twice, I believe. I believe that's what he said. Sorry, Fred, if I got it wrong. But he said he rolled it. The guy rolled it, then got up and ran. It was like, I think 100 feet or maybe less than that from his truck. I mean, that's, yeah.
I don't want to go into that too much right now.
I know.
I don't want to give
unless
the show away,
unless they're wearing plate carriers or something we don't know about. But I mean, geez.
Yeah, we'll discuss the ballistics behind it and shot placement and things like that. There's a lot more going on that I know. People are really aware of. So we'll save that for Wednesday. But I think that's gonna be a fun topic. Ryan's a great guy. He's a solid researcher, great dude, and I think him and I are pretty much on the same page about what's going on with that. So we'll dig into that a bit more. Like I said, we'll go into that in depth on Wednesday, and I'll try to get that show up and posted later tonight. Okay. Again, I always want to thank everybody for kind of jumping in to hang out with us. I know this was sprung on you guys last second. Nobody knew this was coming. It was just something that I just kind of decided to throw together after the baseball game. I'm like, I got a little time to kill. What the heck?
There's 43 people on, so
nice. Well, appreciate you guys jumping in. That is awesome. For not knowing in advance this was going to happen.
That was quick. I mean, as soon as you hit it, I just started seeing the numbers jump. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go.
Cody Hamilton says, if it's immune to gunfire, then does that mean it's a non-physical being like a spirit? Again, we'll go into that on a great deal of detail on Wednesday.
Believe me, I'm biting my tongue right now, and I ain't going to say anything.
I really want to jump in and start talking about this, but I want to wait for Ryan because I think you guys will really get a kick out of it. George Jennings says, happy Mother's Day, everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day, everybody out there. And to my wife, if she's listening, I think she's probably watching YouTube videos. I don't think she's paying any attention to me.
Yep, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. But we were able to spend Mother's Day, at the baseball game with not only my wife and two of the three of my sons, but my mother-in-law was there as well. So we got to celebrate that with pretty much everybody.
Cool. You guys, you went to the casino too, didn't you? Last week?
Yeah, for her birthday, I took her Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we were at the casino in the Choctaw Casino in Durant, Oklahoma, and I wanted to go to Brown Springs while I was down there because it's not very far away. But the area had received so much rain that everything down there was flooded. They were closing roads, and I figured the whole Brown Springs area would probably either be underwater or it'd be so marshy I would get in and not be able to get out.
I believe Texas got hit really hard too.
Oh yeah, there was major flooding down through southeastern Oklahoma. Everywhere we drove, I mean, water was just everywhere. So I thought, probably shouldn't try it this time. It's probably a good way to get stuck or get back in there and not be able to get back out.
Let's see, who's this?
Hey, Flat Rock.
Yeah, I was watching. I guess Karen, Florida, with Mark for 3 days or 4 days. Supposedly they got some good night vision flare video of the thing peeking out behind trees and stuff in a face picture.
Really?
So, yeah. And he was live. He was live on YouTube. I was watching it 3 nights awesome. In a row. Yeah. So can't wait to see that, what he's got.
Hey, Werewolf just jumped in.
I see that. Here he is. There's 46 people. Have you spoke to Josh?
Which Josh? I know like 5.
Josh is here on the. Yeah.
Nah, I haven't talked to Josh today. I didn't.
Mark's on.
Didn't bother a whole lot of people because it was Mother's Day. I figured everybody had plans.
Mark's on. Okay. You're not that late.
Cryptidville asked a question a minute ago. He said, "Hey, mind if I give a shameless? Is it okay if I give a friendly PSA?" Yeah, Cryptidville, go right ahead, dude. One of the things I did want to talk about is there was a news item not too long ago, and I read the article, and it was a woman who was killed under mysterious circumstances. They ruled it as an animal attack, but they're being real closed about it. They're not giving a lot of details. They won't say what did it.
Where's this at?
I think it was in Texas.
Oh boy!
They won't reveal what actually did it. It's kind of really weird circumstances. They're like, it's an animal attack. We can't really say what it was, and then they kind of shut people down. That's right. Cryptidville says, just because you don't hear about some researchers and the research doesn't mean that there aren't people out there doing real research and doing real things. That's a fact. There's for every one person whose name you heard, there's probably 1,000 out there whose name you don't know. A lot of fantastic people out there that are digging into this field, and I've been lucky enough to meet quite a few of them, and I want to meet even more. Mark Napier's in the house. Hey, Mark, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Everybody can you guys see and hear us okay? Because I'm looking at the YouTube. I brought the YouTube up on the YouTube feed on my side, and it's just a stationary picture. It's not showing anything.
Really?
There it went. It just changed as soon as I said that. It was just a blank picture. I don't know why it stopped. Weird.
There's 53 people on. That was pretty quick, man, for that. That is
pretty awesome.
Oh boy. Oh, there goes Nightbot again.
Oh, Nightbot. Gotta love Nightbot.
You're gonna be jumping all over the place.
Cody Hamilton says, DA, do you think there's an actual operatives that hunt cryptid animals or beings like our government, like the Steve Lilly series, for example? Yes, I do. When I released my Codename Wild Hunt series, I actually got a phone call from a buddy of mine that was in the Special Forces community. He's like, hey, buddy, don't know where you're getting your info, but you might have made a few people a little interested and nervous. Where did you hear about this? And I'm like, I just put shit together that I've been hearing from other sources. He's like, well, don't be surprised if somebody comes to chat with you. Nobody has so far, but
especially all the stories coming out. One in North Carolina,
right? ones from all over the country where special forces units came in. In fact, the original LBL incident, the one that happened in '82,
Right.
They talked about units out of Fort Campbell coming in to do cleanup. So it's not unheard of at all for special forces units to be called in under odd circumstances to go after cryptids that have attacked people. So I firmly believe there's a team out there, very much like my team Odin. Hey, Fred.
I'm sure there is. Yes, Fred.
Yeah, I think there's a group out there that goes after the ones that get too close to revealing the truth. When
I'm sure Fred could tell us some stories, about maybe some units up there. Fred,
well, you got
anything?
Bases right up there.
Exactly. I'm sure Fred could get some
one
answers.
Of the accounts I heard from Alaska was a report from a special forces operative. They were doing Arctic training, and they came across a set of huge, like 19-inch tracks, and they decided to follow it. And they said whatever they were following was using every trick they knew, like doubling back on their tracks.
I've seen that one.
And avoiding clearings. And they
that
were
was
using all. Yeah,
that was a Marine unit. That was a Marine unit that they were doing snow trading or mountain trading up in the area. And
they were carrying their weapons, but they weren't carrying live ammo because training. And they said after they'd followed it for a while, something from the woods screamed at them, and they said, "You know what? This is a good time to stop following this thing."
Oh, it was two accounts. They had that one, and then one with another Marine unit. And they thought it was a sniper in a ghillie suit coming down the mountain.
I think that one was in Northern California, though.
Was it?
The Marine. I think it was. It was Marines. They were in a foxhole, and they thought it was the sniper moving past their position. So they called it in like, we don't have anybody in that area.
No, because all the instructors are here right with me. He goes, what are you talking about? And then 2 hours later, they said it was in the tree line, swaying back and forth at them. And I've had stories. That's right. Hold on. Let's see. I've had stories of black helicopters. Oh, really?
That's okay. I'd like to hear about those. Well, there was a sighting on Fort Leonard Wood, which is just up the road from me. Actually, there's been a number of sightings, but the one that comes quickly to mind was a guy that was on guard duty on an ammo dump, and he said it came out of the tree line, and when it saw him, it screamed at him and went back in the trees. There was another one where there were troops on a road march, and they saw one cross the river. It was seen by like 30 guys.
Yeah, I've heard those stories, man. I mean, they've been on YouTube all over, and there's tons of them. Especially the ones in Vietnam with the rock apes, and so.
Cody Hamilton says, "Thank you, DA. I know I hit you with several questions when I'm on here, but I appreciate you taking the time to answer them. Hey, man, anytime I'm happy to answer them if I know the answer. Sometimes it's just one of those things you're like, nobody knows for sure, but if I've got any information, I'm more than happy to share it. And you're more than welcome to ask questions anytime you want to, man.
Yeah, I'd love to dig into that.
Yeah, we'll either have an answer for you or at least be able to point you in the right direction. Yeah, there's a lot of strange stories coming out of Alaska about stuff like that.
Well, I mean, even Fred's channel. I mean, some of his stories are, from the elders and that
Fred's stories are awesome.
Just the native community up there, man. I mean, they won't talk to anybody else but him because he's,
he's one of them. He's a local.
Yeah, he's a tribe. He actually belongs to the tribe area, that tribe.
If you or I went up there and tried to ask questions, they'd probably just like...
It'd be like this. You need to leave. Yeah. But, I mean, he's getting answers and he's getting accounts and getting stories and, they're actually coming forth and talking to him and telling him the story. And some of his stuff, I mean, you figure it out. No one wants to look like a loony,
Good point.
Especially, you're a tribe member, you're a tribal member, you're part of the community, you're an elder, and you're not going to go on the Eyewitness News and go, hey, by the way, we're at fish camp and this thing's swinging and throwing rocks at us. It's a tight-knit community from what I understand.
Alyssa says, while I lived in Washington, I witnessed repeated hunting of Bigfoot with Blackhawks on res land. Werewolf 5674 says, they are not all spec ops. There are special projects units that are science and bio teams. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, units like that would go in in conjunction with special forces teams, because these teams would be gathering intel or gathering samples, while the special forces team was probably there for security or to actually bring them specimens.
Well, we had that one story with the SEAL team that went in, and 2 civilians were with them, and one of the civilians was, I guess he worked for the park or recreation or whatever he did, and they were tracking it. Like he had a tracker on it, and they knew exactly where it was. But come to find out, when they went and got it, there was like 5 others with it, but they only had one on the tracking collar or whatever they had on it. But
probably
that guy
otherwise it probably would have torn the collar off.
That guy was he swore. I mean, he was a SEAL team member, and I guess something like he was dying of cancer or a heart attack. I don't know what it was, but he gave I actually heard the story. He was talking. I think it was on Coast to Coast. He told the story, and he was pretty much in detail about what was going on and what happened. So I don't knock it.
Nothing would surprise me. There's so much information that our government doesn't share with us. I mean, look how much information is starting to come forward that has been declassified about UFOs. Right. And we're seeing more and more official government statements coming out, like national park areas with signs that warn of possible Sasquatch area. We're seeing signs show up like that. We're seeing, I've mentioned it before, the Ohio Department of Natural
about the money, man.
Yeah. So they're little by little starting to drop these hints, and it's not just about UFOs anymore. We've got Congress changing hunting regulations to include certain near human chimeras.
Right.
That's pretty worrisome right there. That's almost, to me, that's akin to an admission. Because they're admitting that there's something out there that's almost human, but is it's a blend with an animal or something. So
the FBI, they did a report.
Canada released a 1 ounce gold silver coin with a dog man on it.
I know. I mean, and you got the FBI that did an extensive, investigation on it and released a report and DNA and all this stuff. So, I don't know how true it is, but I seen documents that were online, but but Cryptid said, which, we should hold them to it. They're sometimes using contractors, but and he doesn't know nothing about it. I don't believe you, Cryptid Bill. How's that? I'm joking, man.
Josh says, you mentioned Alaska. You see they're forming an airborne unit there. That just recently was released. They're going to be forming a Arctic airborne unit in Alaska. So that adds another elite unit to our military forces. But it's funny that they're putting a airborne unit in Alaska. I don't know if that's a precursor because they're worried about the Russians.
They said that because of Ukraine shit. Yeah, they said that. Which it could be. You never know. So,
George Jennings says there's a sign by Camp David about Bigfoot.
I wouldn't doubt it. Wouldn't doubt it.
I think little by little, over the next several years, we're going to see more and more of the government releasing just little bits until at some point they're like, well, we've been telling you for years they're out there.
Well, I mean, think about the money that's going to be lost.
At that point.
The money, all that money, if they ever came out with it and just, hey, by the way, we have evidence in this and that, just the logging industry, park and recreation, no one's going to go back out in the woods.
If they declare them human or near human, they're not going to give
all protect.
They won't give 2 craps about it.
No.
They'll say, oh, well, they're human. They can adapt and go anywhere. I don't think I think little by little they're going to release information and say they're close enough to human to be human, then they can just move.
He's right. Flat Rock is right. Yeah, I seen that one, Flat Rock. I actually told DA about it. I think I sent it to you, DA, didn't I?
Yeah. It's illegal to shoot a skunk ape.
Yeah, but you cannot shoot a skunk ape in the state of Florida.
Well,
And it's a very small print at the very bottom. And if you didn't look for it, you'd miss it. But yeah, he's right.
That's a. Yeah,
So people are. I mean, the governments and the state, or they're actually acknowledging it finally.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
I
state
guess
of
they're getting
Oklahoma
tired
put
of
out a $3 million bounty on a live one.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I was just down in southeast Oklahoma. If there's a place in this world where those things could hide, that's the place.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap! You talk about some thick woods.
Mm-hmm.
And when you would come down from one of because we were going through part of the Wachitas, getting down to Durant, and I'm telling you, that is some not only beautiful terrain but heavily forested.
Oh yeah,
that's like sections of the Mark Twain National Forest here in Missouri. It's just thick.
Thick, I know. Yeah.
So I have no problem at all believing that something like that's prime habitat. Plenty of water, plenty of game, plenty of places to hide. Yeah, it pretty much checks all the boxes. Blues G Music says Flat Rock. I thought it said take a skunk ape. I thought where would you take it to? You need a flatbed truck to get it out of the area. Can Squatch is self-defense. You're absolutely right. I think it's just like anything else. Florida's a stand your ground state. I mean, if something's attacking you, you've got the right to defend yourself. So I think it would depend under what circumstances you shot the skunk ape. If you went out actively hunting one, I think you're going to be in big trouble. I think if one comes at you and you smoke it, I think you're probably going to.
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, I mean.
But I'm telling you, I don't want to shoot at one unless it's a last resort, because I'm afraid even if I drop that one, his buddies are going to come in for revenge.
Yeah, I was watching I don't know. I'll just tell you off the air. I was watching something today that I'm not even going to mention online. So
okay,
I'm crazy.
I totally understand.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a few of those. I'm like, I want to talk about that, but not on the air. I've had a few of those.
Well, I'm expecting this to go pretty much. It's somebody. This guy goes after everyone. He just bashes everyone, and I don't need to watch a couple of them, but I'll talk to you after the show. And I didn't want to bring him up and give him the credit or even say anything, but.
Greg Price says, important phrase to remember. He came right at me. Makes me think of that episode of South Park where they go hunting. Like, all you got to remember is it's coming right at us. So like, it's coming right at us. They shoot up this rabbit and everything else. Mark Napier says, if it threatens me, I'll mag dump on it. Dude, I would seriously be careful about mag dumping on one, because when you click empty, that's when his buddies from the sides may come in. I would be very careful. It would be a last resort. There would be I couldn't get away. There's no place for me to retreat to. I would not shoot at one at all until. I mean,
I had the perfect opportunity, and I never did it.
Well, look at the Ape Canyon story. They shot at one, and then that night, like a whole clan of them rocked their cabin all night long, and dang near broke in to get them. So I think, if I absolutely had to shoot one, it would be dire circumstances.
Oh yeah.
If like a bluff charge, like they'd say, I don't even think I would crack a round off. I would wait till he got close, and then. Well,
even the ones in Vietnam, the soldiers contested to when they shot it. Not just one guy was shooting it. You had a whole platoon shooting that one, and the thing just got up and ran. You're not dropping it right. I don't know why.
Well, again, that's
right. We're not getting into it. But
there's right on the tongue. I want the stuff I want to say, but I want to save it for Wednesday's show too. So let's save that for when we got Ryan. But there's just so much I want to say about that. So I'll bite my tongue. Because I do look forward to having that conversation with Ryan on the show.
Werewolf. Oklahoma's a good place to drop a body. Yeah. Especially, even if you lived in Yellowstone too. That one area they were dumping the bodies. Yeah. What would they call that? The Ridge in the show when they were dumping all those bodies.
There's some places that we passed through going down to Durant that just so thick and so much water. It would be tough place to find somebody if you got off the beaten path very far.
Look they found supposedly all over the news. I don't know if you heard it. Jimmy Hopper's body in that barrel.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that? They couldn't dig it
in
up because
Lake
it was so
Mead.
frozen. Yeah. It was so frozen they couldn't get it up. They're going to dig it out this spring. You know, they think it's him because somebody led them to it.
Yeah.
After what? How many years he been missing?
Oh, since the 70s. I mean,
right. So, and this guy came, you know, oh, by the way, it's right there. And then, you know, the FBI's like, yeah, sure it is. Meanwhile, they get there with ground sonar and they're like, oh my God, there's a barrel with a body in it. Look at that. You know, he's there.
Holy crap.
They couldn't dig it out. It was so frozen, they said. They said, there's no way. Blue NG music. Okay, what? Where else? Okay, I can't.
Well, Missouri's got tons of sinkholes. I mean, if you
Oh,
if you
yeah.
run or a hog farm, there are plenty of those. A group of hogs will make a human body disappear in under half an hour.
Like that.
Yeah, and
I know.
they'll find nothing but teeth.
I know. That's one way they would do it.
There's sinkholes here in Missouri that you wouldn't dare rappel down into.
Yeah, we got them here. We got them in Florida, right here in the Central Florida area where I'm at. All over hell, we just had two of them open up in the middle of an intersection.
And they had one open up right next door to a house in Nixon, Missouri, about 15 miles from here. And it actually pulled part of the house in.
Well, look at that poor bastard that he was sleeping. The guy was sleeping in his bed, and the sinkhole opened up in his bedroom. They couldn't find him. He disappeared. I'm not laughing. I mean, they're just crazy. You know,
there's a sinkhole down the block from my house. They've got the area, cleared off and no houses around it. Apparently, the story behind that is years and years ago. There, like back in the 1800s, there was a nickel mine right in this area, and part of it is collapsed in, and that's what caused that sinkhole just down the road from the house. Craig Hamilton says, I believe I asked you this a while back, but I'm not 100% sure. But how do you think human would respond to the cryptids beings? Do you think we could coexist with them or not? There would be a certain amount of people that would just shrug and go on with their daily lives like, oh, okay.
Like us,
there are going to be people,
me and you.
Yeah, we would say, people like us would be saying, yeah, we've been telling you for years they were out there. And then you're going to have the other side. You're going to have the guys that will want a big game hunt one. They'll want a bag one. And that's why I think if the government ever does come forward to them, they're immediately going to have to be put on some sort of protected list. But whether or not they actually do that, I don't know. The government may just say, oh, they're going to let them fend for themselves. But some moron somewhere is going to want to put a head on a wall. And,
well, if it's human, let's say it is half human.
Yeah, whether or not
they have protective rights. What?
Well, whether or not they do that legally, there's plenty of people that go out and hunt illegally. We all know what happens, but it does unfortunately happen. But the thing about it is even if the government came forward tomorrow and said those things exist, good luck hunting one. Because if you do manage to get one in your crosshairs and squeeze off the shot, I'm sure Fred in Alaska will tell you, probably not going to make it out of there with it.
No, even he said it. Even Fred, when he mentioned it, even the stories that when people out hunting or fishing, and they had big game rifles with them. These things were so fast. I mean,
yeah, I do think that there's a certain amount of the population that would freak out. There's a certain amount of the population like us, the people that have been digging into the mystery for years, that are going to go, I told you so. There's going to be a lot of I told you so, it's guaranteed. Facebook is going to be full of I told you so for a long time. It's just going to be one of those things where there's going to be various reactions from different groups of people, but Greg Price says the instant they admit they exist, they fall under the Endangered Species Act. They would have to, because again, you'd be these idiots that want to go and try to hunt one. William Bedard says, "Do you still need a computer, Anthony?"
Yeah, you have no idea, brother. Jeez.
Well, you're pretty clear tonight.
Well, and I could tell you why, and I think I know why, is because we don't have everybody online with us. And I said that. And I even said that to you before. I said, watch, it'll be just me and you, it'll be fine. Now, when we get like 6 people, 5 people, 4, it starts lagging. I don't know why.
Maybe it only gets so much bandwidth from Restream. That could be it.
Maybe.
Cody Hamilton says, do you think the government would ever come forward with this, or do you think they would eradicate them before the truth came to light? I don't think they would try to eradicate them. I think, like we were saying, little by little, they're dropping breadcrumbs until they've dropped enough to be a full sandwich, so to speak, continuing the metaphor. But the government has dropped a lot of breadcrumbs in the last couple of years. Like we were talking about the parks, the national parks, where these signs are showing up warning certain trails may have Bigfoot activity. Others like the state of Ohio releasing videos of what to do. So I think little by little, those breadcrumbs are getting dropped. Florida passing regulation to protect the skunk ape. You're not allowed to shoot one. Oklahoma offering a $3 million bounty for the capture of one alive.
Look at the technology we have. That's why. I mean, you got look at Mark and Kerry, what they bought. Right. I mean, that camera and lens alone. I mean, you could probably get bases on the moon.
That's what's available to the civilian population.
Right.
So the government having far better technology, there's no way they don't know they're out there. They're 100%. No way the government's not aware of them, because they could watch them with thermal satellites easily. Like, hey, we got large heat sources moving on 2 legs through this section of forest.
Prime example.
There's no doubt in my mind that the military would be able to track them.
Prime example is look at the old footage from Iraq and Afghanistan with the Predator drones. Just look at that and watch that. I mean, those things are so high up, the insurgents had no idea they were being watched and followed. So
George Jennings says the state of Maryland has a law on their books protecting Sasquatch. See, it's things like that that when more and more states are doing stuff like that, I think there's one in place in Washington, one in place in Oregon. I think Idaho has one in place. When these are being passed by state legislatures, that means it's not a joke.
No,
you're not going to see state legislatures start passing laws where it's illegal to hunt dragons and unicorns.
Well, Todd Stanley, he tried that in Canada.
I'm not saying it's impossible that dragons or unicorns don't exist, but they're considered fantasy creatures. They're not considered to be real. So there are no laws on the books anywhere that I'm aware of that forbid you from hunting unicorns or dragons or fairies.
Yeah.
Now, having said that, governments passing laws protecting Sasquatch lends a heck of a lot of credibility to the fact that they exist. And whether or not people want to admit it, like when we had Dr. Jeff Meldrum on the show that night, what people fail to understand is that it's not just people saying I saw a Bigfoot and we're claiming it exists. There's been DNA samples collected. There's been hair samples collected. There's been scat samples collected. There's been casts collected. And Meldrum, being an expert on track morphology, has identified tracks that are legitimately real tracks that could not have been faked by just about anybody. The chances of someone faking that track with that level of detail are one in a billion.
He's an expert in that that area.
So if you ask me, we've already got enough information out there, enough evidence to prove Bigfoot exists. If this was any other animal, if we said, hey, we've got scat samples, we've got hair samples, we've got track samples, there's a new species of tiger in Indonesia, they would go, oh, cool, there's a new species of tiger. Even grainy photos would be considered proof, but since it's Bigfoot, people it doesn't.
Oh, they just found. Look what they just did. They found an extinct species of marten in where was that one? The Patty film.
Northern California.
Yeah, but what was that area? Bluff Creek. Area? Well, they set up cameras, I guess, for a year, and they caught a marten. It's called a ringtail marten. And they caught this thing. It was supposed to be extinct, and they did the DNA on it. They got DNA on it, and this thing is like a subspecies of marten. Yeah, that never existed. And the first time they got on film because of a game cam, because they set up these cameras for the Bigfoot thing.
Look at the billy ape. I mean, that's not even like something that happened 100 years ago. The Billy ape was like 20, 25 years ago, or late 90s, early 2000s, when they discovered the Billy ape, which is a new species of ape. So
yeah, no one wants to admit that one though.
Right. That's one of those things that's like, oh yeah, that happened, and they didn't really make a big deal of it. But you can Google that. You can look up their videos of these things, and they are like their closest relation is the eastern chimpanzee. Closer to the size of a freaking gorilla. I mean,
they're the size of a gorilla.
Massive, and they walk on their hind leg. Their hind legs almost exclusively.
Yeah, 80% of the time they're walking up. They said,
and they're
the weird
known
thing
to hunt lions.
Yeah, they use clubs too.
Yeah, the tool users are very intelligent and they're
that's
aggressive.
The crazy thing. Yeah, some of the pictures I've seen of them, they look human almost.
Blues and G Music says werewolf in the 1970s. The satellites could read a gold ball. Imagine what they have now. Back when I was in the Army in the late 80s, I was made aware of some of the technology. They were able to read the newspaper in a guy's hands from orbit. They could make out the wording on the newspaper, and that was in the late 80s. You can
look at the story with Bin Laden.
Right.
You're going to tell me that one agent went, oh, it looks like him. It might be. No. They knew it was him right away once that satellite picture, when they zoomed in on him. So
Shannon Boomgard says, I think Bigfoot could be an alien bear hybrid. Maybe they already know this and don't want to cause panic. Again, there are no experts in the Bigfoot field. We can't, say somebody's theory is right or wrong because we don't know. That theory is just as valid as any other theory out there. But my personal theory is, I think they're somewhere along the evolutionary line. They are an offshoot of the same line we came from.
That's what I believe too. I believe the same thing.
I just think they broke off the line somewhere between us and apes. I think they're probably very close to human, but there's also characteristics of apes as well. But it's one of those things that nobody will know until everything is revealed that the government knows, or until someone's able to come forward with enough information.
What Doug Hychak, when they did the cabin up in, what is that, Goose Lake? What is that up there where they were at in Alaska?
No, Snow Grove Lake. That's in Canada.
Okay, when they were there, and they got the DNA sample off the pegboard with the nails, it came back ape. So,
but it was pretty degraded. So it wasn't a great sample, but they were able to get DNA off of it. Blues and G Music says old Korean mythology said the Tangun bred with a bear and created the Korean people. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Shannon Boomgard says, do you think they're interdimensional? And there's another very controversial question. There are a lot of people that believe in the side of cryptozoology that they refer to as the woo. And I'm not going to bash the woo. I'm the guy that says it's impossible, because we just simply don't know. Now, me coming from a law enforcement background, me coming from a law enforcement background, I look at the physical evidence, and that's. And while there are sightings of people that claim that they were able to cloak or go through portals, me personally, I think it's a flesh and blood creature. Whether or not it can hop through portals or anything like that, we can't say for sure. But I'm still leaning toward flesh and blood creature, especially after the guys from the 162 or 160.
168.
168. Where they found the hairs with the clear shaft.
Yeah, Mark and Carey.
The hair, exactly. The gray skin and the clear tone on the shaft of the hair allowed it to pick up the colors around it and blend in. So I think it's a natural adaptive blending capability.
Really?
Polar bears. The polar bears.
Oh yeah, the polar bears have that clear shaft. I mean, it's all
And polar bears hunt during snowstorms, and they will vanish. You won't see a polar bear until it's on top of you. So I think it's a similar function like that. I think they're able to gather the light and the reflected light of colors around them and adapt to it. And I think it's just a natural adaptation. I think that's why that people seem to people say that they just simply vanish because they step into the foliage and they're gone. I like to use this example. I had a good friend years ago named Mike. I won't put him on blast with his last name, but Mike was an Army Ranger, and Mike was a hell of a good dude. I haven't seen him. It's been years since we got to hang out. But Mike, if you're out there, brother, get a hold of me. I would love to hang out with you again. But Mike and I went out in the woods, and I was giving him crap. I'm like, come on, you're not that good in the woods, because we knew each other before the military. We used to deer hunt. But anyway, he goes, "Oh yeah, find me." And I turned around to say, "You're on," and he was
gone.
And I never found him. He goes, "Dude, you could have stepped on me a couple of times."
True. Very
he
true.
Literally just vanished, and that's training he received. He was not born into the woods.
No, some people just have that knack with the training.
But from the training he received as an Army Ranger, when he vanished in the woods, I didn't find him. He was gone. Shannon Boomgard says, "On the masters at camouflage." Interesting, great point. And that's my theory. There are a lot of people that share that theory. Lene Perkins says, "I've always felt that Bigfoot were just a race or a tribe of people." I think you may be very, very correct about that. I think that they're very similar to us in a lot of respects, but a lot of differences in other ways as well. But I would say that they should receive the same rights and protections as humans, and not have people hunt them. But then again, you hear horror stories about
a good one to ask.
People that have been hunted for sport, and that's kind of terrifying.
A good person to ask about their tribe or anything would probably be Fred. He would probably have the correct answer because of all the elders up there and past history stories that went back from generations. Because that's not the only time they've said that. They said they were an offshoot of a tribe, and they would barter and trade with the other tribe, Indians.
And then there are other tribes that just basically say they're monsters that would come in and steal our children.
Steal them, right.
So I think personality types vary, and I think there are different types of them. Like the Gugway. I don't think you're going to be able to establish any kind of relationship with the Gugway. I think they're just about as close to pure evil as you're going to find, because they're predators. They're big carnivores. Amy Sue McGee says, "I remember the story of the pilot that flew over the North Pole, claiming later that the hole in the center of the Earth was there and had life within the Earth. Wouldn't that be possible if the stories were true that these creatures sometimes..."
Yeah.
We did a show on the Hollow Earth, Earth theory. That's something we should probably revisit at some point.
I can't even read some of these. They're going so fast. I'm like...
Ammo says, "Any upcoming Audible releases?" Yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of Cam. I know he's close to having the next installment of the Codium Wild Hunt books done. I need to get a hold of him this week. I've been trying to get a hold of the guy, but like I said, the dude's harder to nail down than Jello, because he's really a busy guy. So hopefully I'll have some release information on that very soon. Mary Sue McGee says, "If memory serves me, the North Pole is blocked from satellite view." I think the South Pole is as well. So I think there might be some credibility to that, but I don't think it means that the Earth itself is completely hollow.
No.
Because when Admiral, I think it was it Admiral Byrd that had that South Pole expedition?
Oh, yeah.
I think it was Admiral Byrd talked about flying into it, and that was in World War II era technology aircraft. There's no way he flew completely to the center of the Earth. It just didn't have the range.
I'm trying to keep up with all of them.
Yeah, me too. Looking for questions.
I know William
Folks,
said
if you've
something.
got a question,
Couldn't
put
see it.
question next to it in all caps so I can spot it. There's a lot of comments going through. Shannon Boomgard says, "I think they may roll in their own scat. This is why it's never found. A lot of predators do this, and it's also a good way to disguise your scent. But there have been scat samples found." Corey Cole says, "Operation High Jump." Yeah, it was Admiral Beard, World Bigfoot Radio. Thank you, brother. Yeah. I couldn't remember off the top of my head, but I thought it was pretty convinced it was Admiral Byrd. But we should probably do another show on the Hollow Earth. to update that one because it was months ago that we did that. Probably be a good time to do another one here coming up very soon. World Bigfoot, if you want to jump in, shoot me an email, and maybe we'll have you in to do to go in while this on the Hollow Earth show. Corey Cole, it was Operation High Jump. There's some good videos out there, and I want to do some more research on the Hollow Earth. Rethink Inc. says Richard E. Bird. I want to do some more research on that and kind of go into that in more depth here, probably in the near future. Oh yeah, that's right. Corey Cole says, DA, the photo I sent you. It was my granddad that was on that ship, was in Operation High Jump 1947. I've got to find that picture because we'll actually have to put that on the show. I think I've still got it in my email, but my email's so backed up. I've got to go through and clean it all out. World Bigfoot says, sounds fun. I've covered base 211 on my show also. Hell, dude, yeah, if you shoot me an email, we'll set it up. We'll make that happen. Yeah, well, we've got plenty of slots opened up in June and through. Basically, we don't have hardly anything booked for July yet.
Not July.
But yeah, shoot me an email at daroberts@daroberts.net. I will put that up on screen so you can write it down if you need it.
I'm gonna go blank, but I'll still be on. I'm gonna put them away.
Okay.
They go in their kennel. I'm not locking them up, people. Relax. They go in their kennel. That's it.
Shannon Boomgard says, question, what's the average height of a Bigfoot? I don't know if we've got enough information to really say what we know the actual average is, but we've got accounts ranging from juveniles that are human size or smaller, 4 to 5 feet tall, including some stories coming out of places like Alaska where they're 13, 14, even 15 feet tall. That's a big animal, but those dense forests, there's plenty of places for something that big to hide. So I don't know if we can effectively say an average height, but if I had to just kind of pick a number, I would say the average from most of the reports I've read seems to be in the 7 to 8 foot range. 9, 10, 11 feet tall seem to be kind of an outrider. Once you get up into those heights, those seem to be the more rare accounts. But the majority of accounts I've read place them in the 7 to 8 foot range, which is still very big. Rethink Inc. says Operation High Jump was followed by Operation Dominic and Operation Fishbowl. Both are very interesting. Hey, if you've got links to any of those, if you've got links to some of those, the information on those operations, shoot those over to me in an email so I can dig through those before we do the show. Oh, George says already have my I get a really cool video links from George and his daughter. They send me videos all the time, and I found a lot of really good information there. But yeah, World Bigfoot Radio, that would be awesome. I'd love to have you on, dude. Yeah, that would be a great show to talk about all of the Hollow Earth and update it, all that. Lanita says she had a quick question. What's up with the underground pyramid in Alaska? Just saw that on YouTube. There was a show done on that on the History Channel where they were talking about remote viewers trying to get a look inside of it.
Jessica did it.
Yeah, Jessica did. I haven't watched that episode of hers. I'm not one of her Patreons, so I don't have access to the unrestricted stuff. But from what I gather, there's a mountain in Alaska, deep in the heartland of Alaska, where it's miles and miles and miles and miles and miles from any town. The only way to get there is by plane, and it's this mountain, this gigantic mountain that supposedly is hollow and has an alien technology black pyramid within it. And supposedly, according to the show, the U.S. military, along with possible alien connection, were not only studying it but trying to find ways to use it. So I don't know. I can't say for one way or the other to the veracity of that claim, but I did watch the video where they sent a plane out there to film, and there you could actually see where at one time there was an airstrip near that mountain. So I think there's something going on there, but I can't say exactly what.
They actually made a movie The Predator movie. That one of the Predator movies took place in about that pyramid. They had they had a contractor team go in and board. I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember that movie when they go into Alaska? Was it Alaska? Yeah, it was. It was a predator. It was a predator, and then the predators had the aliens frozen. The movie Alien. Those.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one you're talking about.
Right.
Candy Wallace says, "Cheers, y'all." Candy, thank you for joining us. We were talking about Antarctica a few minutes ago. The Operation High Jump and the Hollow Earth theory. So that's going to be definitely an upcoming show. I guess I missed part of the conversation on the computers there. I think Aliens versus Predator. I think that was set in Antarctica. I don't think that was the Alaskan one. But I think I know which movie that Anthony's talking about. I have to look it up. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, that was a good Predator movie. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of anything that's got Lance Henriksen in it. It's always pretty good. Although he's kind of getting up there in age now. So I think there's definitely a lot more information we can explore about the Operation High Jump and the Hollow Earth. So there's definitely going to be something there. And World Bigfoot Radio, I think he's game. So we may delve into that here in the next few weeks. So hopefully we'll get that straightened out. Shannon Boomgart says, question, do you think it's the Nordics that built the Alaskan pyramid? I don't think so. It's hard to say because we really just don't have enough information. But it seemed like from the video that I'd watched, the movie, the documentary that I watched, that it was possibly the Nordics that were working with the military to try to figure it out. So that kind of leads me to think it wasn't them. Maybe it was the Greys, the reptilians. We don't know, but somehow something had the technology to put an entire pyramid in the core of a mountain in Alaska, and that's pretty impressive. Anthony, I can't hear you, dude. Your mic is completely dead. Still can't hear you, brother. Yeah, I can see you just fine. I just can't hear you. Juanita Bryant says they're recharging UFOs. That could very well be. I could explain why there's so many UFOs seen over Alaska. I don't know what Anthony did, but he seems to have muted himself. Yeah, William Bedard and Blues were talking about computers. Yeah, Anthony's definitely looking into getting a better computer. He's having some issues with his laptop. It's always tough for him to be able to stream with us. Especially when we've got a group on. Anthony, check your mic settings. Oh, we just lost him. Shannon Boomgart says, I question the reptilians' ability. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know how advanced any of these civilizations are. I don't know how much technology they possess, but to be able to put a black pyramid inside a mountain, it had to have been built there. Either that or some sort of like warping ability or slipstream ability to actually teleport inside a hollow space in the mountain. But from a physical standpoint, it would seem like it almost had to be built there. And like it's a recharging point or even a travel beacon for aliens. And the satellite that we shouldn't never name because it always seems to herald about cataclysmic effects on the restream. It makes you wonder if that satellite might actually be some sort of beacon, because we don't know what it is, but we know it's been in orbit of the Earth for a very long time. Its orbit doesn't decay. Even our own satellites that we put in orbit eventually fall out of the sky. So it's very hard to have something actually in pure geosync where it stays in orbit. And that thing's been in orbit for thousands of years. We don't know how long it's been there. I think Anthony might be back. There you go. I got you now. I can hear your mic feed.
Now I'm back.
Yep. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Awesome.
Yeah. To that question, I missed William's question. I appreciate the offer, man. I have a laptop right now. We're talking about it. I need a tower. That's exactly what I need. They're pretty pricey. DA knows my circumstances, right? What's going on. Not to get personal with everybody, but DA knows what's going on. So, not giving you the sob story, but yeah, it'll eventually get itself worked out. But yeah, I appreciate the offer, people. I really do. Like a laptop ain't gonna work. I need a tower. Me and DA talked about it. His son coached me on it. He does all that stuff with the computer, so especially for the show.
Yeah, Noah's my tech guy. Anytime I have problems here at the house,
right?
Like before we came on tonight, I had to call him in here. I'm like, "Hey, computer 911, get in here!" And he had to walk me through getting my computer to work. Anthony could hear me; he just couldn't see me. For some reason, it was picking up my background, but me wouldn't come on camera for some reason, and I still don't know why. And we completely shut the computer down and rebooted it, and it came back. And I don't know why it fixed it, but it did. So
Blues doesn't want me put my finger in my like this. You don't want me doing that. I'm sorry.
Up to the second knuckle, or what we used to refer to as mining for nose gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it. People
says, "Is this a working vacation, D?" I'm kind of back. We were in Durant, Oklahoma for the Wednesday show, and last night we had plans to celebrate with friends for my wife's birthday. So this is the whole week we kind of celebrated for her because it was 50 and she was kind of having a hard time. But the whole week, we will have this Wednesday show, but we're not going to have one on Saturday again because I'm going to be in St. Louis for in the month of May, June, and July. Literally everything in my family happens. Every birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, all the anniversary. It's all right here. May, June, July. Boom. So there's going to be a few shows over the next month or two that I just have.
Yeah, that's my birthday. Same month as yours in June. So
for Nick's birthday this year, he wanted to go to a St. Louis Cardinals game. And we told him to pick a game. And it's this coming Saturday, so we're going to be in St. Louis for a St. Louis Cardinals game.
How much are the tickets up there by you? How much are the tickets going for? Because I can tell you what they're going for in Tampa when I have to go to a Yankee game to see the Yankees play.
Depends on what part of the stadium. But like tonight, we went to the AA affiliate, the Springfield Cardinals, in an area they call the Redbird Roost. So you pay your ticket price, and it's all you can eat food and drinks.
Really?
And I'm telling you, that's the way to go. It was like $35 a ticket. I mean,
that's it.
That's it for the local one. For St. Louis, I want to say they were like $80 a ticket.
That's really still cheap. Bad. You know how much they are here? The cheapest seats here to go see the Yankees, and you're a nosebleed because me and my uncle are big Yankee fans. I think it was like $120 a ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you tell them to put the wig on so they'd win?
I'm not even going to repeat what I said the other day.
Yeah, so if you're watching, John, I love you too, brother.
He was sitting on the computer laughing when I walked out and told him he was watching the game. They're like, and he starts laughing because he jokes all the time. I did it on Snapchat. He didn't even know I did it. I took a picture of him. So.
George Jennings says, DA, I'll ask Rosa if she can donate her Dell Tower. Just reach out to Anthony.
Yeah, love you, man. That would be great.
You can find him on Facebook. Yeah, just find him on Facebook, and you guys can work that out. That would be awesome.
I appreciate that.
Tower, I'd be happy to send it to you, but I'm not much better off than you are right now.
Yeah, I know. Both of us.
Corey Colts is a Yankees fan here too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm diehard, man. Diehard. And Yankees and Jets. And that's all I, watched growing up is New York Jets.
Funny you should say that. I've been a Jets fan since I was a kid. And you can't call me a fair weather friend because I'm still a Jets fan.
I got something. You want to see something?
They won Super Bowl III and haven't been back.
You want to see what I got from when my dad passed last year?
Sure.
I mean, I'll show you what I got, but we bought him, and I took it because I wanted something to remember him by. Hold on.
It's like the dogs are wagging their tails. Dump, 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 dump. Oh, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, Joe Namath autographed.
That is old. It's funny you mentioned Namath. When I was a kid, I was probably 4 or 5. One of my brothers for Christmas gave me a door-length poster of Joe Namath when he was with the Jets, and that hung on my bedroom door for probably 10 years. And I've been a Jets fan ever since.
Really?
The Jets can't win a game to save their lives.
No, they suck. I'm sorry, people, but yeah.
Every year I tell my son, my middle son Nick and I were both still closet Jets fans, and every year we're like, this is going to be the year.
You really like the Jets?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got Jets hats
I got stuff for you. I'm going to send you some stuff, man.
Oh, awesome! Thank you, man.
I'm
a big Jets fan.
I got a gun safe full of his. They're not originals. They're the rookie cards.
Mm-hmm.
Other stuff. I got stuff. Don't worry about it. You'll get a bunch of shit. I'll send you.
Well, my favorite Jets player in history is Mark Gastineau. Hands down. The sack
Love
dance. The sack dance was the best.
John Colecco, remember him when he played?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in Smokey and the Bandit. He played the truck driver in Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah, Joe Namath. My dad actually knew Joe Namath.
George says he's not on Facebook anymore. George, just send me an email and I'll forward it to
give him my number. Leave him my number if you have to.
Okay,
that's fine, George.
Send me an email and I'll and I'll put you in touch with Anthony. Lenita says, have to call it a night. Love you into the moon and back. Lenita, I hope you have a great night. You be safe.
You too. Yeah, my dad had so much Jet memorabilia that it's still sitting in the house because, my mom's still alive. She's in the nursing home, so nothing can be touched until, But he's got the Jet helmet that's autographed, the football. We bought him a bunch of stuff. He had a Jet and Yankee room, man. A separate room. You go in, he watches games, and it was crazy. Crazy.
Cowboy Fiverin says, gangrene, New York, your New York Sack Exchange.
Yeah. Yeah, they couldn't win a game if their life depended on it. That was it. I don't know why.
They came close with Vinny Testaverde. I mean, they got close, and they were one game out of the Super Bowl, and they got flatlined by John Elway in his final season.
I remember that. My dad. That was.
I was screaming at the TV when that happened.
I don't want to get emotional, and I'm sorry if I cry, people. My dad. We always talked about going to a Super Bowl game. Mm-hmm. If they would have went,
it would have been amazing. I wish, if just for that, I wish they would have made it for that season.
Bro, he was a diehard. When I tell you diehard, he had a ring made, a Jet ring made.
That's badass.
With diamonds and emeralds for the green. Mm-hmm. My dad was like diehard. I mean, he knew Namath. He lived in the building in New York.
Oh, that's awesome.
So when my dad was, a cop, when he lived in the building, I was like maybe a year old, and they were still playing at the Meadowlands. My mom invited him over for dinner, invited the whole team, and the whole defensive end came. And to this day, my mom, she would tell you she had steaks and 6 pounds of pasta. There must have been 12 steaks. They were all gone, and 6 pounds of pasta. You know,
But
when my dad came,
those guys take in a lot of protein to stay that big.
bro, I got what's his name's practice jersey hanging in my closet with dirt on it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm getting off track here, but I'm sorry, people.
Yeah, we got sidetracked. Sorry about that, folks. We do get sidetracked from time to time. Shannon Boomgard says, "Thank you guys for sharing your passion and knowledge. I'm more than happy to. We like I said a lot of times, and I've said it a bunch of shows. There are no experts in this field, so we just we discuss our theories, we talk about sightings, and we just have a good time doing it."
Remember Verlin Biggs?
Mm-hmm.
Verlin Biggs practice jersey.
Dude, that's awesome.
It's got dirt and blood on it and everything. That's how diehard my dad was, man. I'm not joking. I got so much stuff. It's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, get back on topic. I'm sorry. We're just talking Jets.
No problem. Yeah. I didn't realize you were a Jets fan.
Yeah, everybody's going to be like, oh, this show sucks. We're talking about the Jets. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Oh.
So they're working on the next 168 now, aren't they?
Well, Kerry went down there, I guess, to do, and if I'm wrong, Kerry or Mark or Jimmy, if I'm wrong, correct me. He went down there for a couple of days to just test out the camera that they bought and the zoom lens and some of the new night vision flare system stuff. And then he's going back down in, I want to say March. Because they want to do it when it's not hot.
Yeah.
Because you will die down there with the humidity, especially in South Florida. I used to live there, I know. But yeah, he just went out and they got some good footage, he says, but they are making they're making a part 2 to it on 168. So, I mean, he asked me to go. I might do that. I don't know. I might go with him.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I might meet them down there. I know the area that they're in. I know it like the back of my hand. So, I used to hunt it years ago. I mean, I don't know if they're in the same area, but yeah, I think it would be cool as hell. Really. What did he say? I'm sorry. I'm trying to read. A Dell server with a 6-blade. What? I'm trying to read it and it's going so fast.
I will forward Anthony's contact information to you guys so you guys can work that out.
Rosa, I have no idea what you're talking about. It's Chinese to me.
She's working on getting you a tower, dude.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oops,
I know it's a Dell
tower.
tower.
Click on the one above that. Flat Rock says Carrie's doing the 168 in November, hoping to go myself. That would be cool.
Okay, yeah. I'm wrong. Sorry, Flat Rock. Yeah, I talked to Kerry when he was on. I actually talked to Jimmy when he was on his way down with them that one night this week. So
Stevie B says she's going back in November.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
And I might see everybody there. Good.
Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. Shoot lots of footage.
Yeah.
Stevie B says I was in the first one. That's awesome.
Yeah, she was. She was there. Yeah.
I wish I lived closer. I would love to jump in the middle of that myself, but that's a bit of a hike from Missouri.
Well, I mean, even like like Kerry was saying, they were trying to get everybody organized to go out and do things, and you had everybody trying to get everything organized the right way, and it was. If I'm wrong, Stevie B, am I wrong? I mean, wasn't it like a little hectic? Was I right or wrong? Kerry was talking about. Or Flat Rock, it was crazy, they said. So, I mean, I guess they're going to try to be more organized and precise this time with everything that's going on. So,
yeah, I'll get your information sent over to George and Rosa tonight.
Okay. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, if you could get a tower set up and hooked directly in instead of using
The Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah, you'd have a much better connection.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you guys so much. I've been trying to rack my brain to try to think of a way to get you a tower.
I know. I didn't want to go and rob that bank tomorrow either, so I'm joking. Joking.
Knock over a stop and rob.
Yeah, they just robbed. What did they just rob? A Wells Fargo truck?
Mm-hmm. And we used to call convenience stores stop and robs when I was a cop.
Yeah,
that was the term for them. Stop at the local stop and rob for some coffee. Stevie B says there were 2 teams and not enough people to cover the area that we were.
Okay, good.
I would totally volunteer if I was closer. I would love to be there for that. I'd love to stay for the whole week if I could.
Yeah, the campground. I remember that they were talking about it, so I know that they were just busy. Kerry, actually, I believe he stayed at the camp to take care of everything.
Yeah, I would probably have to volunteer to do that as well because in my situation, I can't get into the deep brush like I once did.
I give him a lot of credit, though. I mean, he's going back out. I mean, after his experience, he's actually going.
I don't know if I can lift this up high enough you can see it, but I'm literally sitting here with my TINS machine.
TINS unit. Believe me, I wish I had one on my shoulder right now.
I'm sitting here with that activated because my back has been killing me all day.
Yeah. Yeah, I give Kerry a lot of credit. And, Mark and Jimmy are like, fearless. They'll run right into one.
Knocked down by one.
Kerry's like this. He's got his, I don't blame him, man. I mean, after what he went through, it scared the living hell out of him. He was turkey hunting.
Hey, speaking of things with knockdown power, it wasn't all that long ago. A few years back, my wife and I were, let's just say had some difficult times, and I had to sell my gun collection. Well, I was able to purchase part of it back. I got my British 303 back, and you talk about some knockdown power.
My uncle had one. He had a 303 for hunting.
That's what I used to deer hunt with.
Yep, that's what he did in Pennsylvania. That's what he hunted with.
Man, those big bullets. Oh my God, those things got some power.
What is?
The Pink Dolly says supposed to join friends in LBL in 2 weeks. That would be awesome.
Blue says, Anthony, run for what?
Run for political office. You'll be rich in no time at all.
You're okay. I don't think they would do that with my last name. Trust me. Especially down here. We in the good old boy area down here. I hate to say that, but
Hooter Transport's heading out for the night. Hey, Hooter, I hope you have a good night.
Hey, have a good one, man. Yeah, we had two sheriffs in the matter of 4 years be arrested for embezzlement. Head sheriffs. The
elected sheriff, huh?
And the one that we have now is awesome. Billy Woods. Awesome sheriff. He was on the FLP with my dad and my uncle here, and awesome guy. He was a real deputy. These other 2 sheriffs weren't. They were lawyers and they didn't, never rode in a car.
Stevie B says, I only had a 9mm, but at hollow points the whole week. I had that false sense of security. Yeah, I think I want something a little heavier than a 9.
10 mil, people, 10 mil. Yeah.
Well, I want my money when I get the chance, when I've got the money, I want to get a Guncrafter Industries 50 GI.
50, yeah.
Yeah, that thing is a beast.
What are you paying for gas? $5.32 per gallon? Oh, well, yeah, diesel. Bro, it's $4.25 here by me for regular gas right now.
It's I think $3.79 here.
God bless you. I wish it was by me. It's $4.25 by here.
It's always cheaper in the Midwest for some reason.
I know.
Compensation for living in a flyover state.
And the ships come right into port here. I mean, you right here in Tampa, you figure, it's all floated to be cheap, but it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'm a great shot. I hope you are with that 9, especially when you got a 900-pound thing coming running at you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
joking, Steve. Yeah, 9 mil. That's what I carry. DA carries one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah.
I've got a G17, G26 backup.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I just got a new ankle holster for the 26.
Did you?
Won't show the 26 on the air, but I'll show the holster.
Oh, there you go. What is it? A DeSantis?
It is a Galco.
I was just about to say that too.
Nice holster.
8 years Army. Okay. Well, yeah. There you go.
There you go. That'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, once you have the gun training, it's like second nature.
I had one hitch in the Army, then 20 years in law enforcement.
Yeah. Once you go through all that, it's second nature. Yeah. My next toy, me and DA were talking about, or I think we're going to build it together. He's going to build one, and I'm going to build one, and it's going to probably be that 4570, or I mean the 458 SOCOM, and do that.
So bad.
So yeah,
I want to get order a lower, then get the Wild Hunt logo put on the lower.
That's what we were talking about. I want to do that. I want to put the logo on the lower and just have an exclusive like that.
And then, then build a flat top upper.
Yeah, but you need a 16-inch. Well, I'm not doing I have a pistol version now that I
wouldn't want to do a pistol version with a 458.
No.
You're only effective out to about 200 meters with a bullet that heavy anyway. So I would definitely want the full length barrel to give you the best rifling you can.
Yeah, because my upper right now is a 10-inch. It's a 5.56. But I could put a can. I got my can. I could probably put on it, and it'll be fine. But that's about it. But what did she say? And I'm trying to think. Blue. Okay, Anthony, tell them your name.
George says her 24th year with the United States Air Force. That is awesome. Thank you for your service. I think we're awesome. I know she's a fighter pilot. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think she said she flies Raptors.
Where's she out of?
I don't know that. I don't know what base she's stationed out of.
Well, if you're close to Florida, let me give you an address. If you want to do a flyby over, hey, I know nothing.
Pink Dahlia says, is Tanya Willis in the house? I think I saw her comment earlier.
Yeah.
But I might be mistaken. I don't know. I don't see it. Holy crap, we've already been on for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Rosa. Oh. I'm trying to look at the rest. I didn't see her. I haven't seen Tanya.
I thought I saw her, but I might be mistaken.
Tanya, if you're on, make a comment.
Yeah, Pink Dahlia is looking for you.
She said that you owed her money, so you need to contact her. I'm joking. I'm a jokester, people. I'm a jokester, so don't take it seriously. She might be snoozing?
Might be snoozing already.
Yeah.
She's such a huge advocate for you. Well, I appreciate that. She's awesome.
Thank you. Guys, I gotta go. Okay, I wanted to say hello. Yep. Hey, Stevie B. Yeah.
Hey, thank you for popping in.
Yeah.
If you want to come on the show sometime and talk about your experience with the 168 and your own research, get a hold of me or Anthony, and we'll set that up. I would love to have you on.
Rosa
says she's based at Langley in Virginia.
Oh, good. You're not too.
Yeah. Florida would be a hop and a skip for that.
Yeah, it'd take you no time. Let me give you an address. It's in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Oh, yeah, especially the Raptors.
Says today was 80, but the real feel was over 90 plus in Crystal River, Florida. Made pork butt for dinner. Ooh, I love good barbecue.
Richie's in it. Oh, he's in Crystal River?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, man, you're like, you're like, what, 45-minute drive from me, man. I'm in Ocala, Ocklawaha area, Bellevue.
William Bedard
Richie.
says he's got a Tavor TS12 for the big stuff. I like my Keltec KSG.
Yeah.
And if that and the British 303, those things can handle just about anything.
I didn't know.
And that's something else we're going to talk about on Wednesday night. We're going to talk about going into ballistics and caliber a little bit, plus some other things that might explain the theory of the bulletproof Bigfoot. Or
That's true.
Government.
That's true. Very true.
There's something else I was wanting to talk about. It was Dogman related. It's going to drive me nuts. There's a Dogman sighting not far from here in Missouri.
Oh, I'm sorry. Stevie B's in Ultimate Springs. She's like an hour from me.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't know that. Oh, my God.
Anthony, reach out to Stevie and see if we can set up a show.
I had no idea. Yeah, contact. You know what? I'll hit you up. It's on Facebook or no? Well, who didn't have Facebook?
That was George.
Okay.
George Jennings. He doesn't have Facebook.
All right, I'll hit you up on there if that's your name on there. And I'll set it up. Yeah, you're like an hour from me. You're not even far.
1980 CNH says I'm in St. Louis. You were just up the road from me. I'm in Springfield. My son actually lives in St. Louis. Well, not in St. Louis proper. He lives in the county. He lives in. I can never remember the name of it. It's like Asheville or Ashland or something like that. I can never remember the name of it. It's a nice area.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a pretty nice area where he lives, but I kind of wish he lived closer to home.
They always do that, though. Tampa, where is she? Okay, my sister Lori's in Tampa. She's U.S. Marshal. Hey, there you go. All right.
Awesome.
Nice.
I need to add your email address to the contact list in case anyone wants to get a hold of you. So maybe after the show, we should add that to the list.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. Actually, if you're going to be on later or whatever, I don't know how late you stay up, but I'll probably be up for another hour, and I'll hit you up, Steve. I'll get it and see if I can find you on there. If not, go to DA, and he'll send you all my info. And it's cool. My number, anything. Call me if you need to.
Yeah, I'm seeing your Uncle John in the YouTube chat, but he's not showing up in the chat on our screen on Restream.
Why?
What the heck? I don't know. I looked over, I saw that comment. Blues and G Music says I can see you at John Allen. I can see him when I look at YouTube, but it's not showing up in the feed here.
Is he on Facebook or is he on YouTube?
Nope. He's on YouTube. He's on the YouTube channel, but for some reason it's not showing up. Weird.
So what? Remember you blocked him last week by accident?
I know
you unblocked him.
List.
Yeah, I know, because we fixed that. Anthony, I am also okay. Facebook. Okay, spot for what does he say on what?
What's a great spot for hunting? Richie says I'm also on Facebook. And where is a great spot for hunting?
I had a hunting lease up in Mayo and Perry, Florida. You're gonna pay. It was a paid lease. It was expensive. It's by the Swanee River. But where you are in Crystal River, there's a management area called Devil's Den, I believe, or Devil's something. Ton full of hogs out there. Great place to go hog hunting if you can get out there. Like I said, hit me up and I'll help you out as much as I can with that too. I don't know why he's not. Let me hold on. You know what? I'm gonna stay on. Let me run out there because I can hear him listening to us. So let me run out there and see what he's doing. Are you online? Hey.
Ron Yelton says, I'm originally from Festus, Missouri. Been in Virginia for the last 30 years. Yeah, I'm familiar with the Festus area. I've been through that area quite a bit. George Jennings said yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that on here. That's funny though. Yeah, Pink Dolly says, "Guess I feel weird mentioning the names. We're all part of the same community, so why not?" Yeah, I totally agree. Barton's a tremendously talented writer. In fact, I'm rereading the first Mysterious Kentucky book again, going through it for like the third time now. I just recently purchased a whole bunch of books. In fact, I just bought his second book. It's right here. Just bought this one. Have not started this one yet. Let me flip the screen around so you guys can actually read that. There we go. For some reason, my screen was mirrored. I just got this one. I bought it when same time I bought this book by Dr. Meldrum. So I'm constantly adding to my library of books. Pink Dolly says part 2 is great. I can't wait to read it. I've read the first one like this on like my third time through. Cryptidville says be sure to read the forward in that book. I will definitely do. I always read. I read cover to cover. Whenever I read a book, I read literally everything. Even the appendices at the back I go through because you never know what you're going to miss. Especially books like that where there's a lot to learn. Yeah, I can't wait to start it. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome book. I'm hoping that if I get the chance to get Barton to sign my copies of his books while I'm in Paris, Tennessee, you know, the big thing for me is not to not geek out when I meet those guys, because that's some good names, some amazingly great investigators. We had Ken Gerhardt on the show. So yeah, he's a super nice guy. He's very approachable. I think I have no problem getting him to sign a couple of books, but I don't know Barton personally. I've talked to him, briefly, like exchange posts and stuff like that. So I don't really know Barton personally. I'm hoping that this is going to be a good opportunity to kind of make new friends and kind of expand my circle of friends in the community and be able to share not only information, but share experiences and knowledge with some of these amazing guys that are going to be at this show.
Yeah, he's on. He's watching inside, and he's writing comments down. I can see him writing the comments, but it's not popping up.
Yeah, I can see him when I look at the YouTube feed.
Mm-hmm.
When we're looking here on Restream, it is not showing up, and I don't know why.
Me either. And everybody else can see it, and I can't see it, and you can't see it.
That is bizarre.
I don't know what happened, so I guess have Josh go through it again and look at it.
Yeah,
I'm
sure Josh knows more about it than I do, but I can't. I can't figure out what it is. Pink Dolly says he sent me a copy of Inhumanoids last year. DA, they're absolute kindest people, laid back. He'll sign it happily. Inhumanoids is the one that I couldn't order because I think they were out of stock on that one. But that's the one I wasn't able to get. So if I haven't found a way to get it by the time I go to the show, I'll see if I can purchase a copy directly from Barton. Yeah,
I didn't know.
A ton of these books by some pretty amazing authors in the field. I've got a couple of Ken's books. I mean, I've got a bunch of books. And so I'm not only am I going to be bringing boxes of my own books, and for this convention, I'm going to have a duffel bag full of books I want to get signed. I think it's going to be a good time in Tennessee, in Paris.
Oh
Tennessee.
yeah, I'm sure it will.
Mark it on your calendars. Set your dates, folks. And again, I apologize that I wasn't able to get the posting set up in time because I didn't know about it until the VIP tickets were already sold out. The Josh Turner over at Paranormal Roundtable and Ken Gerhardt's people pretty much just scooped every one of those tickets up the second they went on. Within an hour, they were sold out.
Yeah.
So before I even knew they were available, they were sold out. So here's the thing again. The location is no longer to be determined. It's going to be in Paris, Tennessee, and I will post the link again. God dang it. My computer is not wanting to be cooperative. Sometimes technology sucks. Hang on, let me take that picture down. And I will post that link again. So, yeah, mark the date on your calendars, folks. August 13th of this year. Yeah, there's going to be some amazingly talented people there. Let's see, this one, it actually says it. Josh Turner, Ron Murphy, Nick Redfern, Bettina Moss, Steve Stockton, Barton Nunnally, Nick Valente, Jody Cook, Tony Merkel, Jay Vault Tucker, Kenny Irish, Elijah Henderson, David Weatherly, Coonbo Baker, Tim Coonbo Baker is going to be there, and me, yours truly, D.A. Roberts, will be there. And you might even get a surprise appearance from Anthony. Who knows?
Maybe. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna probably drag along the old man with me too. Get him to go. That would be
awesome.
Yeah, he needs to get out.
Tell him to bring the wig.
He'd never get. I'm gonna get my ass kicked when I walk back in there. You know that. Be like, come here.
Love you, John. But that picture was the best.
Yeah, he had no idea I was taking it. That was the whole thing.
That was so funny. I about fell out of my chair when you said that.
And I said it to you. I said, "Well, what about a girlfriend?" And all of a sudden, my Facebook, and all I get all these vulgar words from him. Yeah, fine. I was like, "Oh God." We used to do that. We used to do that all the time. We'd go back and forth, and his daughters would be like, "Why are you guys fighting?" He's like, "We're not fighting. We're joking." You know, we would do that. Me and him go back and forth and joke around. You know. So, Richie, if you your question, I don't know if you, I wasn't here to see it. If you answered me, there's that place called Devil's Den if you want to go hunting. So, you know.
Pink Dahlia says you're going, DA. Yeah, hope you both go. My plan is I'm going to try to reach out to the hotel, which is the Quality Inn and Suites where we'll be staying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to get the conference room. Because the event is not at the Quality Inn. It's at a conference center there in Tennessee. But I'm going to try to get the conference room at the hotel so we can do like a meet and greet and invite people over to the conference room after the show, because the VIP tickets, the official meet and greet, the VIP tickets sold out. Just like boom, gone instantly. Yeah. And if anybody, if any of you guys want to make the distance travel to come see me or to get a book, I would be honored and humbled and so grateful that you guys would travel that far to come see me. And because it's such a distance, I didn't want you to feel like that you weren't able to get to the VIP thing. So I want to kind of set something up on my own. And if I can't get the conference thing, then it's a public space. We can always just hang out and talk right outside the convention center. So I would definitely want to make myself available so I can hang out and meet people and get to know some folks. And
I'm sure there's a Denny's around or an IHOP down the road somewhere. Who knows?
Yes. Take over the.
We'll take that whole half. Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Tables for 60, please.
Yeah. Everybody be hanging out.
Yeah, I'm with you, Pink Dolly. She says, I don't even have the details on the conference. I'm sure I'll be filled in shortly, but we'll be there and come see you, DA. Look forward to meeting you. I look forward to meeting you, too. I don't know all the details yet. Josh Turner just told me where the hotel, the block of hotel rooms is reserved, and that I will have a table there. My wife and my son Noah, at the least, are coming with me. My son Nick might come with us, but I'm gonna be doing a presentation up on the stage, and so my wife and my son Nick will run the table and have the book set up, and we're gonna try to get some T-shirts to bring too. But I don't know how much we're gonna be able to get in on this short a notice. But we're definitely bringing books. I don't think I'll bring every book I've got out because I've got 20, 25, maybe 26 very soon. Yeah. I just think I'm going to bring the cryptid ones. I'm going to bring all the Codename Wild Hunt books, the Apex Predator books, the Nightmare Hunter books, and the Lakeview Man books. I'm probably just going to bring those 4 series because those are the cryptid ones and probably going to be the ones that most people are interested in. That way I'll be able to bring more of those specific books instead of trying to purchase a dozen, 20 copies of 26 books, as that gets pretty expensive.
Yeah, they do. I think Ron's doing a dogman brisket. Nice. Okay.
Ooh. I've got to do some research on Paris, Tennessee, because if I can't get that convention center, we're going to have to find us a place with some good barbecue.
I'm sure. Up there?
I'm sure you'll find it. But I'm telling you, if we ever do a conference in this area, we have got to go to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and hit the Rockin' Pig. That place has some of the best barbecue I've ever had.
I know.
Just
You keep
freaking
talking
amazing.
about that. I know.
Dogman brisket.
Yeah.
It's a little gamey and tough.
Just don't eat the Bigfoot. Remember that. What happened? Everybody got sick at the barbecue.
Oh.
With Steve Lilly. Oh. So I guess that what Pink is going, Richie's going, Ron's going. You guys are going to 168 then. So they're all going.
Cryptidville, if you live close to there, find me a good barbecue spot near there. Take your GoPro with you. Yeah. I'm planning on going back in after it's over, trying to get into LBL for a little while. We'll see what the wife will let me get away with.
What? Yeah, Devil's Den is unknown swamp ape or case. Yeah, I don't know about that. I can't. I know down by Otter Creek. Are you by Otter Creek down there, Richie? I mean, I know that they have a lot of sightings down in that area. Mm-hmm. You know, so if you're down by that area, I'm sure that they have it out there in the swamp, the Devil's Den. But that place is notorious, man. It's slap full of pigs. So,
for my birthday, which is June 1st, my wife has rented a cabin down in Arkansas, and
nice.
It's set back in the woods. She was like, "Do you want to go to a theme park or something?" I'm like, "Nope." She's like, where would you like to go? I'm like, I want to go away from people. I don't want to go to a city. I don't want to go to any place crowded.
Yeah.
I want to go to some place where I can have a fire outside and just be in the woods. So she found us a cabin down in Arkansas, and I can't remember. It's down near Hot Springs, I think. But it's well.
Oh, it's way back in there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty good drive from here, but we're going to stay a few nights down there around my birthday. So that's going to be fun, and I'm going to take my thermal camera and my recording instruments and see if I can hear anything in the woods. So it's going to be kind of a fun birthday vacation for me.
Yeah, I know Mayaca Park over here by in Mayaca by us. They have the cabins there that you can rent, and from what I understand, they get a lot of activity inside the park area.
There's cabins inside LBL that you can rent.
Right. So that's one of my things I'd love to do because I know I wanted to do that. And
if I can ever afford it, I want to rent one of those cabins in LBL for at least a week.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Crazy.
That would be freaking awesome. George Jennings says, come to Chattanooga, Tennessee. Go see the Chattanooga barbecue. Well, I am always down for barbecue. We're going to St. Louis this coming weekend, and there's a place that's been featured on the Food Network in St. Louis, and we've eaten there several times. It's called Pappy's, and their barbecue is I'm sure you've heard of it if you watch the Food Network, but there's like a 2-hour wait.
Yeah, it was on drive-in dives and diners. I remember that.
Yeah. And their barbecue is amazing too. So
yeah, I watched that.
My wife's like, "Where do you want to eat when we're in St. Louis?" Like, Pappy's.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Well, with your back, you can't stand in line." I'm like, "I'll lean against the wall. It'll be worth it."
Yeah,
it's worth the pain.
Believe me, I know. I've seen my uncle do it. Believe me, my uncle's probably shaped like you or worse shaped than you with his back. He's got 2 replacement rotator cuffs, 2 knee replacements. His back. He's all put together. He's got metal all through his body, this poor guy. So
I'm going to take my walker. I've got a fold out walker with a seat. Mm-hmm. I'll take that. I mean, I don't really need it. I can walk with a cane just fine. But we got the walker for a while I was having trouble with my legs were like about 50% numb. They were like dead stick, so I needed it then. And
I'm dealing with
that kind of faded. It's not near as bad. I mean, it's like I would say at any given time, and there's still like 10%. There's like a numbness to them.
I'm dealing with my shoulder now. My shoulder,
I
totally ripped my rotator cuff, and it's putting a damper on it. I can't even grip things sometimes, man. It just pisses me off.
Getting old. Getting old sucks.
Pisses me off, man. So
George says Hot Springs is nice. I've never been there, but my wife has.
I've never been there.
I drove through it before, but I've never spent any time in that area. But she's been there, and she says it's a really nice area. So we're gonna go down there and stay at the cabin. And there's a local distillery where they bottle whiskey. You can go take the whiskey tour, and I plan on coming back with a couple bottles of whiskey. There's a distillery here near Branson, Missouri, where they're making Missouri bourbon.
Really?
I need to go try that. They've won some of the Missouri distilleries have won competitions like against Tennessee sipping whiskey. So if it's won some competitions going up against some of the famous bourbon houses, then I definitely want to give it a shot.
Ooh, Richie, really? I feel you, brother. Trust me. I know what I go through with my shoulder and back. So yeah, I haven't had surgery yet. So that's one thing. That's the reason why I'm fighting. I'm fighting disability right now. So that's what's going on right now. So
wow, I didn't know this. 1980 CNH. He's from St. Louis. He says there's a better barbecue than Pappy's. Check out Bogart's in the Sollard Market area. It's better than Pappy's. Oh my God. I've had Pappy's like several times and I freaking love it. Pappy's makes their own barbecue sauce, and they've got a mild sauce and like a moderate sauce and one that they call hoodoo. And I'll tell you, there's a reason they call it hoodoo. That stuff is hot.
Oh yeah.
When I say it's hot, I mean hot.
I mean, I can eat, but no.
Some of that, my wife said she could see the red just rise like on the cartoon.
Yeah, I can't eat like, oh no, I cannot eat that hot stuff like that. I have to taste my food.
I might have to see if we can find Bogart's. Now I'm intrigued. If he says it's better than Pappy's, it's gonna have to be pretty damn good. Hey, Bigfoot Anon's in the house. What's up, man?
Oh, I didn't even see that until now.
Yeah, Pink Dolly and Ron were saying that when they stand up, they pop like a dog man, but pops when he stands up. I sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies. I sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies when I get out of bed.
Yeah. Yeah, my uncle, man, I don't know how he does it sometimes, really.
Cryptidville says pricing on some of the cabins in LBL. Sleeps $4.50 a night. Sleeps $8.75 a night. Ooh,
that ain't bad.
That is not bad at all.
That's cheap.
Yeah, that is real cheap.
I know over in my ACA, they're like $100 and something, $200 for the night.
Yeah, I want to see about spending a week in LBL at some point.
Yeah,
if I can get the equipment I want to kind of shoot my own version of 168, but just document a week spent in LBL because I spent 4 days last time.
Right. Well, that's what we were talking about.
Good footage and some good stories.
I'd like to get some down here, but you're dealing, like you said, the equipment is going to be, if I had half the equipment, even a spectrum of the equipment they use in the first 168.
Yeah, I don't have any of that gear either.
Right. I could shooting stuff right here and getting stuff. That's not an issue. But I'm going with this.
They've got high-end equipment. I've got the food stamps edition.
Me too. If I get hand-me-downs. I dumpster dive and I push it together. That's what I do.
Hey, Josh Jones is in the house. Hey, brother. What's going on, man?
What's up, Josh?
Georgine says, I eat all the time at Chattanooga Barbecue. Ooh, that sounds really good. I love good barbecue. Well, we got on food again. We just completely forgot about cryptids and started talking.
We were talking about the Jets, food.
Yeah, we've got a bit all over the place tonight. Cryptidville says he's heading for bed. Good night, bud. Thank you for joining us. And we're coming up on the 2-hour mark anyway. We probably start winding down here in just a minute.
It's what?
Josh Jones says, not
1
much, guys.
o'clock.
Just wrapped up our show a little while ago. Yeah, we went to a Springfield Cardinals game tonight, and after I got home, I just decided at a random, I'm like, hey, let's see if Anthony's awake.
Yeah, I don't sleep, man. I really don't sleep on my shoulder, and sometimes I'm up all night sometimes. So it's hard to get some. That's why if everybody notices the bags underneath my eyes, yeah, I'm like,
He's not wrong.
What?
1986. What's this topic you speak of?
Yeah,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
No. And if Josh was on here, it'd be something totally different too. But don't worry about it. We'll be up somewhere else. Josh, what topic would you like to talk about before we get off the air? Josh, oh yeah, everybody will start going crazy now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight on the last minute. We had a pretty good turnout. We are like over 60 people, and this wasn't even an announced show. We just kind of did it. Ron Yelton says I'm up all night. I'm up and down pretty much constantly.
What's Christine's last name? I'm trying to look at it.
Arredondo.
Ariando. If your last name is Ariando, I went to school with an Anthony in Fort Lauderdale in Sunrise. Watch her be her brother. I'll fall off my chair.
That'd be
like, huh? Yeah.
Josh says he just dropped in to say hi. He was watching Halo.
Oh yeah, I watch it too. So good show. Not bad. Yeah, never played the game, but it was a good show.
I've played some of the games. I used to play them. I played Halo 3 and ODST and Reach. I think those are the only ones I've played. But I've played them. Well, my boys were pretty much into Halo years ago, and I'd play with them once in a while. I'm not very good at it.
No, me either. I played a lot of Ghost Recon with my son, and what is the other one? The other Sony games that they came. Yeah, all that he played. Yeah.
Josh, have a good night.
Night, Josh.
I'll check the show out, Josh. It does sound like something to be right up my alley. Pink Dolly says, "We'll see. I'm looking forward to it, but mostly just sitting around the campfire, listening to wiser ones tell their stories." Yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking at. Some of these guys that like Coonbo Baker and Barton Nunnally. I'm looking forward to meeting those guys and listening to their stories and hanging out and chatting with them, get to know them.
I think I'm going to go to Richie's and eat barbecue next time he has one. He says the smoker going. Yeah, he's not far. Hell.
Well, folks, I think we're going to start wrapping things up. This was kind of an impromptu show. Again, I'll remind everybody, set your calendars for August 13th for the Dogman Cryptid Convention in Paris, Tennessee. It's being promoted and put on by Josh Turner from Paranormal Roundtable and Ken Gerhardt. They're the guys that are setting the show up, so it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be there along with a host of others, people I'm really looking forward to meet and get to know. So watch here for more information as I get it. But I will share the link one more time. So you guys, if you get a chance to grab a ticket, you can pick up tickets there. Pink Dolly says, Halo, the show was great. My late husband used to play all the time, but I totally sucked at it. Master Sergeant would just walk in circles and shoot wildly. It's a fun game. I did enjoy playing it, but I was not particularly good at it. I'm not a big video game guy. I'm the writer, so I'll stick to what I know.
Yeah.
Blues, thank you, sir. He says, I enjoyed it, Anthony and DA. Pretty good for an impromptu show. Yeah, I just kind of threw this together. Like, I texted Anthony from the ball game. I'm like, hey, we're getting our ass kicked. You going to be around later?
Yeah, you texted me at 9:30, and it was, what, 8:30 your time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 9:30 here when you texted me. You up? I'm like, yeah, I'll up. Yeah, I'll go.
So I got home about an hour later. I'm like, hey, let's do this. And once Noah came in and solved my computer issues, we were actually able to jump on. So again, thank everybody. Thank you guys so much for
thank
for
you,
hopping
and
in.
everybody, responding to me too with the text, man. That's awesome. I appreciate that, really.
George, I'll forward your information, Anthony's information to you, so you guys can get in touch. And thank you guys for doing that. That is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
That'll be amazing. Thank you guys. That again, thank you so much. That is awesome.
I don't forget. Believe me, people, I do not forget. So.
We're also going to be probably doing another show sometime here in the near future. I was talking to my son Noah about doing another show where we play the game on Steam, Bigfoot, and that's a fun game. It's kind of addictive, but I get my butt kicked so bad.
Is that the one we were talking about?
That's a fun game. Yeah. It's a fun game, but it is not easy.
No, I've watched some of these guys play it. I mean, it's like crazy. So. Throwing gas cans at it, bear traps, they're sticking out everything. I was like, geez.
I didn't know this. William Bedard says, you guys need to check out serapeptase. It's a silkworm enzyme that eats scar tissue. Might help you with your backs and shoulders. That's good to know. I'm always reading on the subject.
Yeah, cortisone shots and lidocaine shots. They don't even work. They don't work anymore for me.
They're wanting to do another round of shots, and I'm like, hey, the last 3 didn't really help. I don't know why this one would be better.
No, even with my uncles, I mean, he had both of his replaced, and he's still in pain, man.
Those shots in the lower spine suck.
They did I believe they did a burn on him on his back. And somehow, some way, I might be wrong if I'm telling the story wrong, but I guess the nerves grew back. So his back goes out and it just kills him. You know, it lasted for about maybe a year, I think it was, or maybe less. But it was one of those freak things that grew back. So, yeah. Yeah, see now, just to tell these people, all the comments, I'm getting all the comments now. They're flying in from when stuff you were reading 15 minutes ago. I'm looking at them I'm like, oh, he did that 15 minutes ago.
It may be your laptop trying to keep up on Wi-Fi.
That's what I'm saying. So
at least it's keeping you live.
Yeah, I'm shocked right now. I guarantee you, if Steve jumped in, no, it'd go straight down. Yeah.
Well, folks, again, thank you guys so much for joining us on this short notice. We had a great turnout, despite the fact that we just said, "Hey, here we are." And kind of ran from there. But again, thank you guys so much for joining us. We had a great time. Join us Wednesday night when we're going to have our guest Ryan Paul Tremblay be on the show. We're going to be talking about the Bulletproof Bigfoot. And we'll be exploring.
It'll be a good one, yes.
Information behind that. It's going to be a great conversation. Again, thank you guys so much for joining us. I've said it many times. I've said it before. I will continue to say it. We don't have fans. We have friends. Because hanging out with you guys and talking, it's just having a great conversation with your friends. It's just that kind of a environment that I enjoy so much, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys so much. So hope you guys will join us on Wednesday night. I should have that show up and posted later tonight, possibly in the morning. And again, Ryan Paul Tremblay is going to be joining us again, which is going to be an awesome time. World Bigfoot, I'll go get a hold of you, and we'll get that one set up to do the Hollow Earth show. And I will get George Jennings your information, Anthony.
Yeah, I'll send. You have my email, don't you, or no?
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay. All right.
All right, well, folks, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with us and being part of the family here. And we just have a good time doing this, and I hopefully we'll continue to be able to bring stuff like this to you guys for a long time to come. So, Good night, everybody. You guys are awesome. Man. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and you guys be safe.
Love you guys, and thank you for the donation too. I appreciate that. I really do. Love you guys, really. Thank you so much.
Remember, if you're going out there looking for anything, any of these cryptids, Be careful, be safe, take only pictures, and leave only footprints. We don't want to ruin our environment for the next person to come behind us. So,
and a medical kit. Don't forget.
Yeah, take a medical kit. Definitely take a medical kit.
Take Doc's kit that he has.
Yeah, get a Dark Angel kit.
Dark Angel.
Hope you guys have a great night, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. And you all
Good
be
night,
safe.
guys.
Thank you guys so much. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Thank you for joining us. Catch us again Wednesdays and Saturdays on DAX Machina. A special thanks to all our channel members and Patreon supporters. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe.